Germany right now, and it's 2:20 a.m., and she would have loved to have come.
Well, I'm recording it.
Thank you.
And I'd like to extend my
Hello,
condolences.
everyone.
Hi, Rob.
Hi.
And
Hi.
Rob, I want to give you my condolences too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry, Ann.
Thank you, Marty.
Oh, Flossie, you made it. Good.
Yes,
I made it.
I add my
Hi,
condolences, man. I add my condolences.
Thank you, Ami.
Hi, Ami.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi.
Oh, Elaine, that's you, guys.
Hi, Ann.
Hi, Marty.
Our condolences, Ann.
Thank you. I meant to call Claudia back, but I didn't.
She's going to be here in 10 seconds.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Marty.
Marty.
Hi,
Ahi,
Marsha.
Ahi, do you need to be co-host?
I do. I have things to
Okay.
display, and I have a
Okay.
slideshow and all kinds of things.
All right, you're co-host now. And Diane, do you need to be co-host? Anybody else need to be co-host?
Not me.
Okay.
Anne, hi. I'm sorry about your loss.
Hi, Marcia. Thank you.
Our condolences to you, Ann.
Barry.
Hi, Barry.
Barry, I
Ashley.
love you. Hi, Claudia.
Love you, my. Hey, Debbie, it's 7 o'clock, honey.
Yeah, a lot people are coming in still.
Elaine,
We have the Aquarian Minion time.
Marcia, I'm above you on my screen.
Oh, Judy, you're here. Good.
Oh, where is Judy?
Judy, my sister.
Hi.
Hi, sweetie. Hi,
Hi.
Ann.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Hannah, Miriam. Hey, everyone, this is my sister, Judy.
Your
Hi,
actual
Judy.
sister?
Hi, Judy.
Oh, Judy.
Hello,
Hi,
Sorry for
Judy.
your loss, Judy.
Judy, we're so sorry for your loss. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry for your loss.
Richard is joining me here.
Oh, yay. Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Love you, Richard.
Good.
Hi, Sheila.
Julia, hi. You made it.
Hi, Julia.
Sheila.
Hey, Ahi.
Jonathan's here now.
Hi,
A lot of
Miriam.
people are here. Hi, everyone.
Jonathan, you made
Hi,
it.
everyone.
אחי,
Hi.
המקום ינחם אותך ואותך מתוך אבלי ציון וירושלים וברקלי. Sad for you. מלא ימים, you have my condolences. And מלא ימים, lots of love.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank
Hi,
you.
my condolences to you.
Thank you.
It's huge, and we're here to support you. It's a
Thank
huge,
you.
huge loss for the rest of your life. So we're here to support you on that
Thank
next
you.
stage. My heart is with you, my dear.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yes, very much. I give you a big hug.
Hi, Rabbi. Welcome, Rabbi Diane. Thank you.
Diane is here. Yes, Julie.
Yes,
A lot of
thank
great,
you. Thank
a lot of
you.
wonderful nishamot in this room right now.
Yes.
So
Well,
many
Lois.
people are. Flossie's your aunt, isn't she, Ann?
Flossie is my aunt. She is Judy's aunt too. She's my late father's how do you say this? My
Sister.
father of blessed memory. his brother's wife.
Hello,
Wow.
Flossie.
Jerry Lewis's wife.
I
Jerry,
remember we went to go sing to Flossie at Piedmont Gardens.
right. That's right.
Hi, Flossie. How are you, my sister?
Yeah. Yep. Flossie was a character.
Flossie, a lot of people here remember you.
From lots of things.
Nice to see you, Flossie. Hi, dear.
So perhaps as people are continuing to come in, we'll just do a little nigun. Really invite you to sing along with me, and it would help if you mute yourself so that we can all sing, and we'll hear each other singing with the ears of our hearts. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not be afraid of evil, for you are with me. So, welcome everybody. So glad to see everyone, to be here this evening, to honor the life and remember the life, the long life of Mary Burleson Lewis Zollinger, the mother of Anne and Judy and Bob, and also your sister, I think, is Ellie, and grandmother of many, and beloved of many, including Aunt Flossie, who's here with us tonight. So welcome, welcome. We're going to be doing a fair amount of singing in honor of Mary tonight because Mary loved music and loved to sing. So Anne and Achi are going to lead us in this next song.
Libi Uvesari is the name of the next
I'm
song.
going to let you do it by yourself.
Okay, all right. My heart and my flesh will sing to you. Libi Uvesari Yeranenu Elcha Libi Uvesari Yeranenu Elcha Together.
A psalm. This is Psalm 16, adapted from the Hebrew by Stephen Mitchell. Unnameable God, I feel you with me at every moment. You are my food, my drink, my sunlight, and the air I breathe. You are the ground I have built on and the beauty that rejoices my heart. I give thanks to you at all times for lifting me from my confusion, for teaching me in the dark and showing me the path of life. I have come to the center of the universe. I rest in your perfect love. In your presence, there is fullness of joy and blessedness forever and ever. So we're going to hear about Mary's life, and there'll be time for everyone to share words who would like to speak. we're going to begin, I think, with some pictures, and Anne is going to share with us. So.
Okay, what did you wish?
I wish your son-in-law wouldn't ask her that.
She wishes for all of us to be happy. So Anne made that.
There you have it. The
Can you
printout.
tell them that I have to find the papers?
And has things to say, and she's looking for her notes.
She was an amazing, like American Beauty.
Well, while Anne is looking for her
I got
notes, you got it? Okay.
I don't know if you could hear in the video at the end, but she wished for all of us to be happy. And that's who she was. How to describe my mom? 95 years is a lot to describe. For me, her story starts when she was 8 years old and her father died suddenly of a heart attack, leaving her mother with 6 children, ages 12 down to 2. And she couldn't deal with it, so she went to bed and said, "Don't wake me up unless the house is on fire." The kids all had their chores. My mom collected the chicken eggs. Someone else milked the cow. When her brother John fell out of a tree one day and broke his leg, they didn't think they should wake up their mother because the house wasn't on fire. They survived with the help of a nearby aunt who brought them food, and the older kids took care of the younger ones. Eventually, her mother recovered and decided that if she wanted her kids to go to college, which she did, she'd better move to Berkeley so they could live at home and go to UC Berkeley. My mom went to Berkeley High and then the UC, where she met my dad, a Jew from Brooklyn, 13 years older, who was probably smitten with her beauty. She raised 4 kids in Berkeley in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, People's Park riots, Vietnam War protests, and poor mama, she could never keep straight which of us was vegetarian on any given day. I remember going with her and my whole family to protest the war in San Francisco. My parents joined SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. I remember them holding meetings in our living room. When I was 14, my parents divorced, and I admit for a few years after that, I hated my mother. I was so angry I could barely speak to her. I blamed her entirely for the whole thing. I was 14. But eventually I grew up, and it's not so much that I forgave her, but I began to understand her, to see my parents as the 3-dimensional, real, and imperfect human beings that they were. Later, she married Harry, and together they built a house with their own 2 hands in Bodega Bay, overlooking the ocean, where I would take my own 2 kids who thought she was the best grandma in the world when she brought them hot chocolate in bed in the mornings, and we would walk to Grandma's beach. When Harry died, we all realized how bad her memory had become. And through many tears, we moved her into the locked memory care facility where she would live out her last 5 years. She was the last of those 6 children to die. Where's Flossie? I want to find Flossie. Sorry, just a second. Sorry, everyone, just a second. She was the last of those 6 children to die. Everyone who knew her describes her as kind, gentle, loving, and caring, but she was also tough and determined. And when the subject of corrupt or crooked politicians came up, she'd invariably say, "Bastards, bastards," with more vehemence than anyone. Through the miracle of technology, I was able to talk with her on Skype almost weekly during this pandemic. She had no clue how it worked, but was just happy to see my face on that TV gadget thing. I would try to spark conversations by bringing up her childhood, which she occasionally would remember bits of, even though she couldn't remember 5 minutes ago. "Mom, remember when your brother John fell out of the apple tree?" Her response, "Don't go under the apple tree with anyone else but me." That's how she was in her last days. She loved me and all her children and all her family and stepchildren and half sisters of her stepchildren, and told us all so up until almost the day she died. And the memory of her love will keep me dancing for the rest of my life. That's it.
Thank you for bringing her alive for us.
You, Anne. Thank you, Anne.
So, one of the songs that you used to sing to her, All the Things You Are, which is a Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein 2 song. We were going to share that with us, you and Achi.
Yes. Anne, do you want to say anything about this song?
Oh, yeah. So on one of the Skype calls, one of the last Skype calls I had with her, she always talked about how I had red hair and how amazing it was that she had 3 daughters with red hair and a son with no red hair. And she said, "You're a redhead." And I said, "Uh-huh, I am." And she goes, "You are, you are." So I just started singing, "You are." And it became a song that I sang to her one of the last times I saw her. So.
I'm sorry, I put the chair away, so you can stand. Okay, here we go. You first kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem slow. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely soul. You are the angel's glow that lights the star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. One again. You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely soul. You are the angel glow that lights the stars. And dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine.
Takes us to another era.
Definitely.
So, thank you, Achi and Anne. Judy, I know you have some words to share with us. So if you can unmute, we'd love to hear them.
Oh gosh. I think I'm suddenly mind frozen, tongue tied. Oh, what do I want to say?
I've only known Judy also, Judy and Mary the last 10, 12 years, but it's always been very heart feeling for me, the way she accepted me into the family. I felt so welcome, and I so appreciated her connection with song. Some of the songs that she knew so well, I knew so well also. So we're going to have to keep up the songs. That's all I can say here.
I guess I can say something, which is that I guess as in any family, I had a lot of ups and downs with my parents. And I had the joy and the sorrow to be with my mom and with Annie, my sister, my beloved sister. We were there on the day of my mom's passing, and I was feeling a lot of emotions. And I was very grateful to be there to be present and breathe with her and help her as best I could from, pass from one form of life to the next. And I saw, felt my, as if it was being placed on a funeral pyre and burned to white ash. And I felt that only love remained. And that was really a beautiful gift. So I have another tradition, which is the Buddhist tradition. So I thought I would just chant just briefly. I don't know if you know this. So, Namo Avalokiteshvaraya. 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 Oh, that is a chant for Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattva of compassion. Over and out.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for including me.
Mm,
I appreciate it.
thank you. So we have the compassion chant, and now Ahi and Anne are going to sing for us the protection chant from our Jewish tradition, the angel chant. And as the soul of Mary is making its ascent, its transformation that continues, we know, over days, or we feel in that mystery, the days of transition, we want to surround her soul with the angelic support. So please join in singing this song.
Hashem Elohim holy Gabriel, ומלפני אוריאל, ומאחורי רפאל, ועל ראשי
I want to open up some space now for others who might want to add some words to remember, to flesh out this picture of a very long life and your relationship, or just to offer words of comfort. So I don't know who would like to begin. Maybe Aunt Flossie.
But Flossie, you need to unmute. You need to unmute. We can't hear what you're saying. You need to unmute.
Aunt Flossie, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Oh, I'm so glad. I knew Mary when she was a girl, when she was Mary Burleson. And I think she was the loveliest girl in Berkeley. And of course, Albert fell in love with her. And he was the most eligible bachelor in Berkeley. So they had the most perfect marriage and seemingly were very, very happy. And they had 4 beautiful children. And each one of them was a special delight and joy. And I knew every one of them as babies. What I remember about Mary, in addition to her beauty and her gentleness, was the way she enjoyed smoking a cigarette. We smoked in those days. And Mary could hold a cigarette as elegantly as any young woman I ever met. And I had not quite yet learned to smoke, and I would watch her with some degree of, how do you do it? She had a natural charm and grace. What I also remember about her is that, as Anne puts it, she was tough. She could be gentle, loving. She was sweet to my son, and she took care of me when I had Asian flu, very gently indeed, and I'm grateful to her for that. But she also wanted to be what I would call self-actualized. This is a term that Abraham Maslow used to describe how you felt about yourself when you found out what you wanted to do and do it. And Mary, who was, for the most part, a very good mother, was also ambitious to be a working woman and a professional woman. And I have to say she had a hard divorce, but she made it through. There were pains, others suffered very much, but she did become a very well-respected social worker. And she worked in the city of San Francisco at one of the toughest schools in San Francisco. And I know she enjoyed her work thoroughly, and I know her colleagues adored her, because they would tell me, since I was a teacher at Lincoln and Lowell too, that they would come into her room and say, Mrs. Lewis, as she was called, please counsel me, just for the love of her company. And I know she was happy with Mr. Zollinger, who also adored her. I found it difficult to see the last pictures of her. She put on a lot of weight. And I recollect her mother, Mrs. Burleson, who also had dementia. She didn't, Mary was well cared for, but I always thought of her and remembered her, before the dementia really hit her hard, as a kind of sylph-like, and I mean, not only beauty in face, but beauty in figure. So when I saw the pictures of her recently, it was hard for me to recognize her, but she was well cared for. And I think that Anne and Judy will always be blessed in a special way because they were with her, and in their own way, they did forgive her, and they did love her, and she loved them. And I love them too. So God bless you one and all.
Thank you so much, Aunt Flossie. Good to hear those memories and images from long ago. Achi, would you like to speak? Do you have words?
Achi, you're muted.
Anne sometimes was saying that me and her mom are alike in a way that we like to see the bright side of things, and always try to cheer up people, and in spite of everything, and not maybe it was a bit of a criticism, like not facing the hardship with respect, but always trying to be cheerful. And I really appreciate that in Mary, how she always saw the goodness in people and the positive, and she would encompass the song, accentuate the positive. You got to accentuate the positive. that was Mary. And is this a good time for the song, for Psalm 23? Yeah. So what I'd like to sing now is Psalm 23, and let me share the words. God is my shepherd, I shall not want. You make me lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside the still waters. You restore my soul. You lead me in the path of righteousness for your name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Thou prepare a table before me for the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup run over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in your house forever. Mismole David, Adonai ro'i lo echsa bin od sheyarbitzeni al menuchot nafshi yeshove צל מוות לא ירא רק כי אתה עמדי. שבטך ומשענתך ימה ינחמוני. תערוך לפניי שולחן נגד צורריי. דשנת בשמן ראשי, כוסי רוויה. אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי. ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים.
Let's just take a moment in silence together. Feel our community holding the whole family in this time, this tender time. And the memory and the honor and the delight and all of the ups and downs of a long life. A life well lived, a life filled with love and filled with family, filled with work, filled with purpose. As we move toward supporting the family in saying Kaddish, we'll just share a poem, one of my favorite poems by Mary Oliver. When you have a parent for such a long time, even though there have been many challenges, that letting go is difficult. And the transition from having that parent with you, that mother with you in body and not. And this poem speaks to that. In Blackwater Woods, look, the trees are turning their bodies into pillars of light, are giving off the rich fragrance of cinnamon and fulfillment. The long tapers of cattails are bursting and floating away over the blue shoulders of the ponds, and every pond, no matter what its name is nameless now. Every year, everything I have ever learned in my lifetime leads back to this. The fires and the black river of loss, whose other side is salvation, whose meaning none of us will ever know. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it. And when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. So we will, Lorelei, if you'd put the Kaddish up for us and just invite those who would like to say the Kaddish and the responses to unmute, and we'll say it together or respond together. And if you feel moved to stand, body and or spirit.
No, I pinched it out. It could help.
Can we say who we're saying Kaddish for, Diane?
We're saying Kaddish for Mary Burleson Lewis Zollinger, the daughter of Gwendolyn and John, the mother of Anne and Judy and Ellie and Bob, mother-in-law of Richard and Achi, and some people I'm probably leaving out because I don't have them on my list, grandmother of Maya and Gabrielle, and people I'm leaving out.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah. So.
Grandmother of Jesse and Silas and Jade.
Thank you. So we'll say together, Yitgadal.
Yitgadash. Eraba.
Amen.
Bialma
Divrach Hirute. Malchute. Chayon Uvimechon. Dekol Beit Yisrael. Ba'adala Ubizman Kariv. Ve'emru Amen.
Amen.
May
Yesh Rabba Mevarach. Le'olam Ule'ela Me Almaya. I don't understand.
Barak.
Am Ve'yitse. Ve'yithadar Ve'yitale Ve'yithalal. Shmed Kudsha Brihu. Elah Min Kol.
Yata.
Ushbechata V'nechemata. Amiran Ru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'emru Amen.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'emru Amen.
Amen.
Yummy.
And this English interpretive version, the great essence will flower in our lives and expand throughout the world. May we learn to let it shine through so we can augment its glory. We praise, we continue to praise, and yet whatever it is we praise is quite beyond the grasp of all these words and symbols that point us towards it. We know, and yet we do not know. May great peace pour forth from the heavens for us, for all Israel, for all who struggle toward truth. May that which makes harmony in the cosmos above bring peace within and between us, all who dwell on this earth. And let us say,
Amen.
so much comfort and love to you who mourn. We're with you. We hold you. And this ends the structured part of our Shiva evening, and perhaps the space can open up now if you want to speak spontaneously and give your wishes, your condolences. This will be time. That's and if you have to leave us now, feel free to sign off. But we're here with the families right now. So.
And your mother must have been so happy that you gave her a son-in-law that's like all music. Was that, did they do a lot of that together?
Yes, we were meeting for family gathering and singing a lot, and she loved to sing. And you know those songs from the 30s and the 20s.
Yes, I know your songbook of them.
And she knew all the songs and many more that I didn't know. So.
My father was my father was a musician. He was an optometrist by trade, but he was a pianist, and his brother Jerry played the bass in the Oakland Symphony and also the piano. So family gatherings all my life always included music. So maybe that's why I was drawn to Achi. Judy. Come on, Judy.
I was just going to say that Mom did not ever need a songbook.
That's right. She knew all the songs.
She knew all the lyrics, and even when her memory was gone, she still knew all the lyrics to all the songs.
Yes.
At the memory care place, all the staff counted on her to know all the lyrics.
Where was she, Ann?
In Santa Rosa at a place called the Terraces.
Uh-huh.
I looked at when I saw the photo of the image of your mom that was with the announcement where she has her flowers in her hair, you know, and it just, I really feel like however you look like her, and probably Judy, but definitely you, Anne, I just really feel like she shone through you. I saw it in that image, and it was just so nice to see. Yeah. So just in essence, some essential thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Come
Julia.
sing with us.
Julia.
Love you. I need to sing.
And my dear sister.
Yes, Barry, where are you? There you are.
Up here, our hearts are with you so much. We love you so much.
I love you.
And to you too, Judy. Send you our deepest condolences and very strong, I was going to say for a strong healing, but right now for a deep, deep mourning. And then when you're finished with your mourning, then for your heart to heal. That your grieving process should in itself be so healing for you.
Thank you. Barry, Judy and I spent the whole day with our mom on her last day, and I just kept wanting to sing the Four Angels song, even though, you know, she didn't know Hebrew, she wasn't Jewish, but that was the song that just kept coming to me to sing to her as she was transitioning. And then I started channeling you, Barry. I started talking to her about the angels that I could see in the room, because I've heard you do that. And I don't know, I just started telling her that I saw these angels that were in the room that had come to accompany her on her journey.
Wow.
It's so beautiful.
So thank you, Barry.
Thank you for being you, Anne.
Momish.
And I offer you lots of comfort, and I must go on now, but if there's anything a person could do to help, let me know. You don't live very far.
Yeah, thank you, Marcia.
You're welcome.
All right.
Oh, can't hear you, Rob.
Yeah. So first of all, my condolences.
And back to you.
Thank you. And I'd like to offer a story. You know, both my parents told me stories, but especially my mother, you know, she would read stories to me. So this is a story about learning to appreciate and learning to give. Proud King Hagag sat on his throne in state with the high priest at his side, who read from the holy book. And the high priest read these words: "Riches are not forever, and the crown does not endure for every generation." "Stop," cried the king. "Who wrote those words?" "These are the words of the holy book," answered the high priest. "Give me that book," commanded the king. The high priest, with trembling hands, gave it to the king. King Hagag read the words, frowned, and tore the page from the book, throwing it on the ground. "I, Hagag, am king, and all passages that offend me shall be torn out." He flung the book down, with the high priest and all the courtiers looking on in astonishment, and the Senate. "I've heard enough for today," he said. "Now I want to go hunt. Get my horses ready." He stormed out and went to the hunt. He jumped on his steed, which was the fastest of all the horses, and they chased after a wild stag that went through the forest. King Hagag's steed was the swiftest in the land, and soon he was out of the sight of his nobles and attendants. But the deer was surprisingly fast, and the king could not catch it. Coming to a river, the animal plunged in and swam across. But then on the other side, its antlers got caught in the branch of the tree. And the king, arriving at the river, gave a cry of joy. "Now I have you," he said. He sprang from his horse, took off his clothes, and swam across the river with nothing but his sword. But as he reached the other side, the deer freed itself and plunged into a thicket. The king followed. But there, instead of the deer, he found a beautiful youth clad in a deer skin. The king stood in surprise. The youth said, "I am the deer, but really I am a genie, and I have lured you here, proud king, to teach you a lesson." Before King Hagag could recover, the youth swam across the river and grabbed the king's clothes and mounted the horse, just as the other hunters came up. They all thought he was the king, and they bowed before him. "Let us return," the genie said. "The deer has crossed the river and escaped." King Hagag, on the other side, watched them ride away, and then flung himself on the ground and wept. He laid there until a woodcutter found him. "What are you doing here?" said the man. "I am King Hagag," said the king. "You are a fool," said the woodcutter. "You are lazy and not even worth talking to. Come, carry my sticks, and I will give you some food and an old garment." The king protested, but the woodcutter only laughed. And finally, they arrived. He gave him some clothes and food, and then drove him away. The king went back to the palace. He went to the guards. "I am King Hagag," he said. But they told him to leave, and he spent a wretched night in the streets of the city. The next morning, he was glad to accept just a little bread and a little milk offered to him by a poor old woman who took pity on him. Children teased him. Others offered him money as a beggar. And later in the day, he saw the genie riding on the horse, and all the people cried, "Long live the king." The real king was wretched and said, "I am punished for my sin," at scoffing of the words in the holy book. He tried to work, but he was not used to work. And but for the kindness of the very poor, he would have died of starvation. He wandered miserably from place to place until he fell in with some blind beggars who needed a guide. Joyfully, he accepted their offer to be their guide. Months rolled on, and then finally, courtiers and heralds went forth from the palace, announced that the good King Hagag would give a feast for all the beggars in the land. From near and far, all the beggars came, and the real Hagag stood among them. The king spoke to each of his guests, each of the beggars. When it came to Hagag's turn, he trembled so much that he had to be supported by the guards. The genie on the throne and the real King Hagag looked long at each other. "And now, are you a beggar?" asked the genie. "No, gracious majesty," the real King Hagag said. "I have sinned and been punished, and now I am the servant of a troop of blind beggars to whom I act as a guide." The genie replied, "I know thee. I see that you have repented. It is well. Now you can resume your rightful place." "Gracious Majesty," said the real King Hagag, "I have learned humility and wisdom. The throne is not for me. The blind beggars truly need me. Let me remain in their service." But the genie said, "This cannot be. I see you are truly penitent. Your lesson is learned and your task is done, and I will see that the blind beggars have nothing to lack." With his own hands, he placed the royal robes back on the true king, and he himself donned those of the beggar. King Hagag sat again on his throne, and nowhere in the world was there such a king who ruled more wisely, or with more kindness, or with sympathy to all his subjects.
Robbie, where is that story from?
The internet.
We could use such an exchange right now.
Correct. It sounds like it's from Pina Shram, actually, but okay.
May we all be blessed with wisdom and kindness and sympathy within ourselves and towards each other.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Jonathan, we can't hear you if you're speaking.
Good night, all.
Good night, Flossie.
Good night, dear Flossie.
Good night, Aunt Flossie.
Good night,
Aunt
everyone.
Flossie. Thank you for coming.
I'll see you
Good night,
tomorrow,
Aunt Flossie.
Flossie.
Good night. See you
Be well.
soon.
Shalom.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Achi, your version of Psalm 27 was gorgeous. That melody was so sweet.
Yeah.
23, yes. Thank you.
23. Thank you, man. That was cool. I never heard it. It was very light and very magical. Is that one of yours?
No, it's Debbie Friedman.
It's very sweet. Thank you.
Sure.
I really
Yes.
enjoyed learning about your mother, Anne. Thank you very much. It was really beautiful. Yeah.
Who said that?
That's Leah Delson here.
Oh, hi, Leah.
Yeah, it's Hannah and Anne. The pictures you showed in the beginning with the music and everything, it was just beautiful. Thank you so much. Could really see your spirit laughing through her eyes.
Oh,
Thank you.
my laughing buddy.
Judy.
And
Where'd you go? Who's talking?
Ilona.
Ilona.
One thing is funny that Aunt Flossie remembered the cigarette smoking and the gesture of the hand, and you're all about the ASL. So I think that's an interesting thing that you and your mom have together.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Jonathan Seidel, if you were trying to talk, nobody could hear you.
How do you know? He's trying to.
He was. Where'd he go?
He wasn't.
No, sorry. I'm on my iPad and I can't see everybody at once, so sorry.
Anne?
Yes, hi.
Here. Hi, dear.
Hi, Claudia.
I want to, first I want to say how touched I am by everybody who's spoken about your mother and your words and your pictures about your mom. I got a very strong sense of her, you know, with all her beauty, all her flaws, 95 years of a life. It was beautiful. Thank you for sharing it. And I want to bless you that the beauty that your mother bestowed on you and the love and kindness, the good traits that your mother left you and the rest of the family with, may those good qualities be for a blessing in your life and continue to unfold in beautiful ways.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Let's call it.
And this is when, if we were in person, I would offer you all food. Let's eat.
Hey, we would have brought you food.
Or something. Food, but food.
Say it again, Debbie.
Maybe we could have another song. It's a different kind of food. What do you think, Achi?
Another song?
Another
To
song.
end, want to end with a song?
All right.
Any requests?
Accentuate the positive. Don't mess with Mr. In Between.
Blue skies.
How about the sunny side of the street?
That's cool.
We don't have to sing only one song. We can sing a couple songs.
As time goes by.
Oh, as time goes by. Woof.
The melody going through my head, but I don't know what the song is.
I think a song that will be appropriate is Accentuate the Positive, and if you give me a second, I will get you the lyrics. Accentuate, because you deserve to have lyrics.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sunny side of the street better.
There we go. All right, so this is the songbook with all the songs that they love to sing.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Also great.
What a wonderful world.
That's great too.
Oh, what a...
Here's
We'll
Accentuate.
sing through the songbook now.
Earl Darlin and Johnny Mercer. Very cool. You got to accentuate the positive.
Yeah, Jack. You sing and I play guitar. Let's see if it works.
What key? Let me hear the key you're in, man.
You got to
accept the positive, eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread your heart up to the maximum.
Bring
Bring gloom
down
down
to
to the minimum. Have faith or pandemonium, liable to walk up on the scene. Do it fast.
my last remark. Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do? Just when everything looks so dark, you got to
accent.
You with the positive
Eliminate the negative.
Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Oh no.
No.
Don't mess with Mr. In Between again. Don't mess with Mr.
In Between. Woo! Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Lila.
Lila Tov.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you.
Thank
I'll be
you.
staying on holding the evening.
Aki and Anne, I am so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thank you.
I just had a weird experience.